Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the world of home tech with me, your host, Hibbert. Welcome to a midweek video. Why is that happening? I'm doing a midweek video because I have like a million things to review at the minute, and I'm starting to feel guilty, like really guilty that I haven't reviewed them yet, and so I'm trying to do more than one video a week. Ridiculous, I know. This is a review of the BlitzWolf soundbar, which I happen to be quite a fan of. Enjoy. This is the biggest box ever. Look at the size of that. I can't get it on camera, and I'm gonna bash my lights trying to bloody show it to you. This is the most ridiculous object I could possibly be trying to open on camera. Oh, I'm so excited. I just love unboxing things. I think it's my favourite thing. It's probably dead boring for you, but I love it. Will I ever read those? I guarantee I will not. What do we got here? I like it. It's a very sort of matte finished, quite posh remote. Ooh, shiny. I do like shiny things, just in case I'd never told you. Oh, I love that too, look at that. That is a very golden looking BlitzWolf logo, which is very pretty. Lots of speakers in there. I think there are speakers in there, so I think, no, I have no idea. How does that work? Which way round does it go? That's confusing. So there are speakers that stick out of the top of it, and there are speakers that stick out the front of it. And they look like bassy things, and these look like tweetery things. Not that you can probably see them on camera because this is ludicrous. So tweety things, bassy things, something else. No idea. Let's plug it in and see what those sound like. This is cozy, and I don't know which camera to look at. I feel so popular. So I don't know what Nisha's going to be more annoyed by, the fact that I've set this room up so it looks like I want to shoot a porno with her, or the fact I haven't made this bed very well, because she's a bit like that. She doesn't like it when the bed's a mess. So I've got my trusty remote, the soundbar is connected to my Android box. I'm going to play a little bit of Blade Runner and see what it sounds like at a medium volume. Okay, well, crisp already, I have to say. It also sounded quite a lot like that thing did pass sort of under me. You can't see what I'm talking about, of course. Amazingly enough, there is some sound around me. I mean, it's not all the way behind me, I don't think, but it's kind of doing a good job. Let's try giving it a bit of volume. Okay, that's full volume. That's quite loud. I gotta say, it isn't gut-punchingly loud. This isn't loud enough to make Nisha come up and tell me off yet, so it's definitely not that loud. It's louder than Nisha would let me watch it with her, though, so if she was watching this, she'd make me turn it down, so it's loud enough. Okay, that was freaky. There was like a door knock, and it sounded like it was in this room. I'm not joking, I did actually look over, so it has just fooled me, I have to say. The stereo width is quite amazing. It is sending it right the way out, left and right, which is amazing considering all the speakers are on the top and on the front. How is it doing that? So that's pretty good. There isn't a lot happening back here. I'm not going to pretend like it is. It's not like having an actual surround sound system, but the stereo width is quite amazing. So I know the original Transformers movie had a lot of whooshing sound effects right at the very beginning. It goes all the way around you and there's a big bossy sound, and I'm going to see what that sounds like on here now. This one I'm going to set to about 3/4 volume and see how that comes out.
But we were already too late.
Aw, I wish you weren't already too late. So I gotta say already, the highs are very crisp. There is there's a whick noise or anything that is like a cymbal or a high-pitched sound, it all sounds very, very good. We've got some dialogue now, and let's listen to what dialogue sounds like. So this is upper mids.
You've been going to your mama's house, Fig.
That's acceptable. I mean, it's not like the crispest vocal you've ever heard. It doesn't sound like these people are in my house. So I guess the upper mids are a little bit muffled, but definitely very crisp highs. I need to now try and find some kind of rumbly low sounds to see what the very low bassy sounds like. Okay, so if you want to be blown away by bass, you're going to need something else to go with this. This is not a speaker system, I think, that is going to produce very low, thick, heavy bass tones. I can hear the lower mids very clearly, and they are kind of hitting you in the chest, but that gut punch that you want from, like, big, heavy bass, it's not really here. We're going to try some music that I made, so it's going to definitely sound beautiful. So the reason I'm using this is specifically, it is a WAV file that I outputted at the maximum possible quality. There's no way this could have been ripped and lost any kind of audio whatsoever, because it's just playing across the network from my PC where I originally recorded the music. So this should sound as perfect as music can sound.
Sometimes I'm drifting off the news inside of you and everything. Lots of time everything.
So what I'll say is the separation of the individual frequencies is pretty good. I can hear the shimmering, beautiful sound of the cymbals. I can hear the bass guitar. It's very twangy, which is the way I wanted it to sound, so it's coming across the way the artist intended it. The guitars are very clear. The vocal around sort of like the upper mids is where your vocals sit in music, and that is a sound that the human ear should be very good at hearing, because that's what our ears are designed to do, is to hear each other communicate. And I would say that there's a little bit of muffling around that range, which is a bit of a shame. It's lost a little bit of clarity in the vocal, but not enough for me to say this isn't worth the £60-70 price tag, that's for sure. The very low sounds, the kick drum is crisp, but it's not really punching me in the gut. That's because it doesn't have a separate speaker specifically for punching you in the gut, because that is what your subwoofer is for. If you don't have a separate subwoofer, you're never going to get the full sound of something that hits you in the stomach. That's what a subwoofer is for. The whole point of this bar is it's convenient. You don't want loads of space taken up by big speakers. It doesn't look ugly on the wall, and it doesn't have a big fat subwoofer in your living room. So convenience-wise, this thing is great, but you're never going to get the same gut-punching sound as having a separate subwoofer. So I'm not going to try and pretend that it does. So I also can't complain that it doesn't. In summary, this soundbar is actually really, really good. It is very, very loud for something in its price bracket. It is very musical. It sounds great. I have to say, I've been comparing it really harshly to my Logitech surround sound system, which has been regarded for many years as one of the best surround sound systems you can get for PC. And that's what I normally have in my bedroom, so I've actually been giving it a bit of a hard time. To be fair to it, it sounds so good that Nisha has started to monopolize it. It is now taken pride of place in the kitchen for her for listening for music, and that is actually a really good place for it to go, because these things are really slim. They go perfectly above your shelves or hidden away under little alcoves and stuff, and they sound great. If you're going to get one for any other reason than for your TV, I would suggest that's a pretty good reason. And that brings me to my only two quibbles with this thing, really. One is that the Bluetooth profile is static for just one device. If I am in the house and Nisha isn't, it won't switch to my phone if she has monopolized it like she normally does. And when I switch it to my phone and she comes back through the door, she grumpily grabs the remote and then programs it back up to her profile so that she can carry on listening to her music. That's a bit of a shame, but it's not going to be a massive deal for most people. I don't think it's going to bother you if you don't have a multi-household kind of situation where you all want to use it for Bluetooth. Quibble number 2. It has an energy-saving feature. That's great, right? So after 20 minutes of inactivity, it switches itself off. That's not so great, though, if when you walk into the house, you want to automatically have your Bluetooth connect to the speaker, because the speaker is off. So you have to pick up the remote, turn it on, and then your Bluetooth will connect, and then you can carry on listening to your music. There is, of course, a way around this. If you are a home automation chap, such as myself, you can just get Alexa to switch it on using, say, a Broadlink RM Pro or a Harmony Hub, and that solves that one. Do I recommend these speakers? At this price tag, absolutely. But I think it also depends on your intended use. If you're going to put them in a kitchen like I have and use them just as a set of musical speakers, they're amazing for that. They sound really, really nice in your kitchen. If you're thinking about having the boys over for movie night and you're going to put Rambo on and be very manly, you might want to accompany it with a subwoofer. If you want full-on surround sound, if you're building a home cinema, it's not really going to get you from right behind your head. It does a pretty good job of getting around you in a fake way, which is quite convincing, but it's not ever going to be the same as having proper surround sound speakers. So you have to weigh up exactly what your intended purpose is and then make a decision. Before I end this video, I just want to say a massive thank you to anyone who has supported me recently on either PayPal or Patreon. It's made a flipping huge difference to me. It honestly keeps me doing what I'm doing. I especially want to thank my patrons. I don't thank them often enough. That's these guys. If you want to become a patron on Patreon or you want to help support me on PayPal, those links are in the description. I think I'm putting my arms in the right place. Either way, the description's down there and that's where the links are. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button. And as usual, I'll see you next time. She tends to can only handle one Bluetooth profile at a time, and because minutia. Shit. If you are into home automation, such as me, thank you very much to anyone who has